Hello again on our Tuesday drawing lesson. Here we have an interesting pose and starting from that axis, the head turned. It's not actually turned, it's straight, but I'm going to turn it or just keep it as it is, straight on. And then you have the axis, which moves there. And the whole weight of the body is being kept by this leg, which is her right. And this is keeping the balance so she doesn't fall. And obviously she's putting her upper body weight on the wall. She's just standing on the wall. It's a beautiful pose, beautiful picture, and with different drapery and flesh. That's very interesting pose. And edges, we'll go for soft edges all the way on the right and hard edges on the left here. This one, this one, this one, and this one. All right, let's go for it. Let's go. Hello everybody on our Tuesday drawing lesson. Let's have this standing up model and having the, as I explained on the intro video, you have an axis which comes onto that side of the right hand side, leg forward, knee cup, shin, and the foot. Then the head is slightly turned on her right. Sorry, on our right. And then the neck, shoulder, and all this area is in the shadow. All this. Here you have the hip. So all this area shadow. You have the breast here. Hair, shadow of the hair onto the background, thigh, shin, calf, and we have the foot here. And it's very important to do the shadow of the girl on the wall. This is her dress here. Then here it's where the thigh, flesh of the thigh is, actually it's covered by the dress. And here we have the breast, which is actually parallel to this line. There, the breast. And on a almost the same line, I'm seeing that there is a continuous line of the hair to her shoulder here, and this is her hip, thin here because that's where the waist is. There is the fold, upper, the shoulder. Here we have the face, chin. The face is on a axis line. Yes, the axis started from there, so I can have a little bit of a width of the face here. Hair here, and that will be a very soft tonal value because of her flesh tone of the face. Here you have the folds of her dress, and the thigh here, shin down here, and a straight line which connects the fold here down. So a straight line like that of the thigh, which is behind here. So here it is. It's a very easy, it's an easier exercise compared to the portrait that we've done. But because it's obviously, I'm going to keep it as informative as possible. Basically, that means that I'm not going to be very detailed with it because that would be a quick sketch. So it's like a little journal of what's going on. Very, very little information. From the moment you see what is actually that you have a woman standing on the wall and keeping the balance with her right leg. All the tension is here. This is the right leg here. And this leg, which is her left leg, is actually balancing out. All the tension is on the right leg, and the left leg is balancing out the upper body, the body basically. And edges, soft edges. This will be an exercise of edges. Basically, I'm completely leaving that out. So you see, this line here is where you don't have hard edges. I have one here, which is the shin and the heel, and the hardest edge on her leg exposed is actually, let me see, it's a straight line. On the straight line here, that's correct. The hardest edge is this one here. I was looking on the vertical line where this line, and it goes to the face, so that's pretty much okay. So the hard line is here, there, and the edge here, it's completely like almost it's not there basically. Here you have the folds, fold here, a little bit wider there, and the background, which is, I think, will help to bring up the figure drawing. And then I don't have to use putty rubber here on that line, so I'm rubbing it out by adding background, a little bit of few lines here to suggest folds, slightly lighter here to suggest the raised elbow, the raised arm, and then you have the neck, long neck, and a little bit of a hard edge here, and a little bit of a darker tone here, highlights on the hair, and dark hair here. I can come and do a little bit of soften that area here a little bit. I think I went a little bit overzealous with those darks, and then straight line. And then here you have the fold and darker tone of value here because of the wall. You have the wall up to that point. Up to that point is the wall, and from this point lower it's the floor. Okay, now I think a little bit of putty rubber here, that will be useful. This arm is inside her, under her body. I mean, it's, yes, this arm is behind, not under, behind her body. And then you have this long fold here, there, and here a little bit of a shadow. And I think I can come now with some features, work on some features here, and lighter tone here on the leg. Okay, let's work on some features now. Okay, let's work a little bit. Zoom in on the face, because that's important. Most people will look at the face, so it does have its importance, because obviously you cannot ignore the features. Now the girl is turned slightly. Is she standing straight? Yes, the nose is straight, but I will make, if I can obviously, but I'll try to make a little bit of an angle here on the face, so the nose to have a tiny bit of an angle. And upper lip, lower lip, nose, the eye, which is inside the darker the cavity, eye cavity here, and make the face a little bit smaller, because obviously we want the face to be aligned with the width and the length of the body. Don't want her to look angry, so few little details here, and give her a little bit more of a, see, the charcoal is actually very, very thin. Yeah? It's almost like a pen. You can see the angle of the charcoal. And the neck. You have the shoulder here, and a hair here, and soften those edges. Soften those edges here totally. Hair, just merge it with the background, so not hard edges, soft edges wherever we can, where you can see them there, all concentrated on the right hand side, because on the left, where I'm now, you have the highlight, you have the light coming from the left here, left hand side. So you have the nose coming in there, and a little bit of highlight here, and slightly lighter tone of the lower lip to make it fleshier, the lower lip, and some highlight on the hair, and a little bit of a highlight here. And this area I would keep it not a little bit dark, not as bright as that, but, and lower the eyebrow here, lower the eyebrow, give it a tonal value here on the right, and a little bit wider here on the jaw, and also the hair here, darker. Raise a little bit the shoulder, because I think I got it too low, maybe there, and the neck. You have the dress here, and a little bit wider the shoulder. Let me see. Yes, the shoulder, so the same highlight, a line as the end of the chin. So the shoulder is up here. Raise it a little bit more. Some highlights. Well, first of all, let's do a tonal value, a total tonal value. Like connect the shoulder and the dress with a darker tonal value than what I actually have at the moment here, and then come back and do some highlights here. First of all, I will need a little bit of a mono zero rubber. Mono zero. Oh, I can use this, the stump, the putty rubber here, and make some very, very small highlights. And possibly a little bit of a wider chin, wider jaw here. Soften the line between the chin and the neck. Highlight a little bit the upper shoulder, brighter, slightly brighter. Do that turn of the fold here, another where the breast is, so another fold here. There we are. And the shoulder, as I said, I can bring it's behind her back, so I can just do a suggestion of the lines. Doesn't have to be finished or rendered particularly, because it's inside the shadow, this area here I'm talking. And the dark tone comes right up to here. So there is a dark tone from the arm right to where you see the shadows here, which is here. And the waist, which is thin. And the dress here, the dress which comes right down. And then this is where we've said, no, you cannot see it from there. Can you? Yes, you can, yeah. I'll make it a little bit wider for back, so you can see more. And a little bit of a lighter tone here on the thigh, light tone on the thigh, knee cup, and the shin, and a straight line of the shin, maybe a straight line here. Maybe I'm actually making her thigh a little bit wider because I think I find her thigh and lower leg quite thin actually, so I'm making it a little bit wider. And here as well, this connecting this, or softening the line between the thigh, between the shin and the drapery. And here I've got the leg, the other leg, but we cannot see it because you have it's behind this foot. And get the lighter tone on that side of the foot, which is the left hand side, our left hand side, sorry, and the toes here. We don't need to do the toes, just I think it's a bit too long, so I'm cutting it a little bit down here. There you are. Well, that's the figure drawing. And maybe cut a little bit more up here. And here we are, it's done. And a little bit lighter here because this is where the drapery drops straight down, and a little bit darker here, a little bit darker where her upper dress connects with the thigh, but not too much dark, or not too dark because I don't want to attract too much attention on this. And connect those dark areas here. And maybe working a little bit more on the face, if you like. Now that I've got a bit more time, a little bit more on the face. And give it the last highlights. A little bit lighter her flesh tone, shoulder, coming back here and doing a little bit wider the waist, and a little bit probably giving a little lighter on the upper, where the dress is, the upper thigh, and doing those drapery lines here, and brighter thigh in general, brighter thigh, and soften all this, and a little lighter here as well. Well, I think here we are. This is the final version of, I would say, of our model today. Soften all these lines. I don't want too dark lines around here because they attract the viewer's attention. Soften all this background noise, which is important because it needs to be there, but not too much. And then the hair, cast shadow of the hair here over her shoulder. Slightly darker, but not too dark either. And maybe a bit more drapery, wider here. There. And getting that. I think the shoulder needs to go a little bit wide. There. I think, yes. And that's the torso, the upper torso. And the breast here. And maybe doing a little bit of a cut in that line, which is continuous, making it a little bit more organic. So introducing more drapery here, is here, and another drapery coming down there, another drapery coming from all the way down, up, and this is another drapery here, and a little bit lighter and more wider here on the hip. Yes, she does need to be wider, definitely wider here. She's very thin on the waist, which much, well, not much, but quite a bit wider on the hip. There. I think that's the one. Okay, well, I'll see you on the next one. Hasta luego. Adiós.